everyone. Woo! All right, I'm going to be a little cheesy before we get started. We're going to do a quick stretch before we get going and get the energy flowing. I know y'all have been sitting through a lot of content today, so I want you guys to be energized and engaged for these next 45 minutes. Come to your feet if you'd like to, but if you'd like to sit, you can do that stretch. Do this stretch sitting as well. Bring your right hand to your right shoulder blade, grab onto your elbow, and find some length in your right side. Yeah, it should feel really nice after sitting all day. All right, back through center. Left hand to your left shoulder blade, grab onto your elbow, and find some length in your left side. All right, now hands behind your back, clasp them behind you. Find length in your arms, open through your chest, and let go of your arms. Shake it all out. Shake your legs out, your feet out. Now sit back down. All right, now the energy's flowing, feeling the vibe a little bit more. We're going to get right into our session content here. My name is Jasheen, and that's pronounced like machine with a J. And I work on Windows 10 marketing, specifically focused on accessibility features. I work super closely with the engineers to understand what are the features we have in Windows 10 to empower people with accessibility considerations. And then I try to communicate those features externally in a human-friendly way. I assume you guys are here today because you're interested in accessibility in some regard. And I'm so glad you are here because there's absolutely a need for accessibility features. 1 in 4 US citizens identify as having a disability, and then over 1 in 3 households have a member with a disability. So this is a significant amount of people, not just the people directly impacted by disability, but their communities that they're part of and the people that they love and the people that they work with. And this need is only going to continue to grow. Inevitably, as we age, our abilities decline. You lose your hearing, you lose your vision. For example, by 2050, the prevalence of the most common eye diseases are going to double. So, and a big portion of that is because of the aging population. So this need for accessibility is not going to go anywhere. In fact, it's not only federally mandated, but as time goes on, this is going to be an increasing customer expectation. So accessibility is not going anywhere anytime soon. But numbers aside, statistics aside, I would be absolutely remiss if you walked away today thinking, oh, accessibility is awesome for people with disabilities. And as someone without a disability, accessibility does not matter to me. That is not the point, because everyone can benefit from accessible technologies. Everyone can benefit from the user experience that an accessible experience provides. Just a quick show of hands here. How many of you have increased the font size on your phone? I'm seeing a lot of people. Or how about turned on closed captioning on your TV or in an airplane or any sort of noisy setting? Or when you're looking at Facebook during work, going through the feed and seeing the video automatically start playing. You don't want it to, cause a disruption in your meeting, but you still want to know what the cat meme video is or whatever. Like, all of these features were originally rooted in accessibility and have benefits that have multiplied beyond just the original person it was intended for. So if you think accessibility doesn't matter and it isn't relevant to you, you are very wrong. But knowing that y'all are here, I know that you probably are interested in it, so I'm super glad that y'all are here to learn more. So let's jump into what's actually within Windows. How does Windows 10 think about accessibility? There's sort of 4 main buckets here. The first is vision, and then there's hearing, physical, and cognitive accessibility considerations. And I'll jump into each of those areas to explain what they mean. Before we jump in, though, I do want to ground you all in where these features are. We're going to walk through a lot of settings and a lot of tools today, and a lot of them are going to be right within ease of access. So you go into settings, and then you open up ease of access. You can, click on it directly, or if you are a screen reader user, you can tab through it. It's an accessible experience, and that's where a lot of these features are going to live. I do want to also point out that the team that works on ease of access has done a lot of work to make these features easier to discover, learn, and use. On the left, I have a screenshot of the menu from the ease of access settings back from a year ago in the Fall Creators Update. And then on the right, we have kind of the facelift version that we shipped in the April 2018 update. And there's a couple of key things here that I want to call out. The first is that we really want to see ease of access as our centralized home for a lot of these accessibility settings. So you'll notice that that list is a lot longer because there's just more features that we're surfacing within ease of access. The second is that the team did a lot of work to organize the features by need. So all the hearing ones are together, all the vision ones are together, so that you can quickly identify, I'm someone who wears contacts and I can't see as easily, and you know right in that vision section there's a feature that might be relevant to you. And not only have they been broken out by need, but they've also been listed in relevance order. So the features that a bigger number of people could benefit from are listed at the top. And then as you go down the list within vision, it becomes a more and more specific set of criteria. So at the top, we've got display. Anyone could benefit from those features. As you go down the list, at the bottom, you've got narrator, which is our screen reader for predominantly people who are blind. And that becomes a more specific set of criteria. Then last but not least, on each of these pages, which I'll demo to you shortly here, we've provided the keyboard shortcuts. So once you've identified a feature that's relevant to you and that could help you out, you don't have to keep going back to ease of access to turn it on. And we've provided that information there so you can more quickly toggle that feature on and off. So with that said, let's get into some of these buckets here. For vision accessibility, it's all about making your device easier to see or use without a screen. You could be someone like myself who wears contacts or glasses and sometimes may just want the text to be a little bit bigger to make it easier to see. Or you could be one of the 1 in 12 males that are affected by color blindness. We know that there's, in the day-to-day, in the workplace, there's a lot of information that comes through with red-green conditional formatting, and that can be quite inaccessible to someone who has red-green color blindness. Then there's also someone who may have partial or complete blindness. And when I first started in this role, I was just blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, how does someone who's blind use a computer? Because through my own experiences, I've used a computer in a very visual way. Turns out that there's a way that, that information that a sighted person might get visually, there's a way to provide that information through audio or by touch via a screen reader. And we have that built right into Windows 10. So I'm going to switch over to my demo device to show you some of these features. And a lot of these features are new for the October 2018 update, so rolling off, hot off the press in a couple weeks here. All right, so I'm on my demo device, and I'm going to show you some of these features. First off, I want to show you ease of access. So went into settings. This is the home page for settings, and ease of access is right there. And the first thing I want to show you is color filters. Now, color filters is not new, but I do want to showcase just how the team has done a lot of work to make these features easy to turn on and off. So I've got color filters here, which is originally designed for someone who's colorblind. And then on the right, just to show you the impact, I'm going to pull up a Excel file that has red-green conditional formatting. Now, I have a friend who's a guy who works in finance at Microsoft, and he's colorblind, and he gets stuff like this all the time. And these colors, he knows that there's some sort of information being indicated, but he can only infer that it might be red or it might be green. He doesn't feel 100% confident in that information. And being sure of all the information that you have is super critical, especially in a business context where you want to present the best version of yourself and put forward your best foot. So we've got this awesome feature called color filters. All you've got to do is turn it on, and then boom, just like that, those colors get a little bit easier to distinguish. So this is with it off, this is with it on. And like I said, we've included the keyboard shortcuts on all of the pages. So once I've identified a color filter that works for me, just with a click of Control-Win-C, I can turn that on and off. And like I mentioned before, accessible technologies benefit more than just the person they were originally designed for. This same technology behind color filters is powering sort of the grayscale experience as well. And we know there's lots of people who, when they're trying to get into the zone and trying to focus, they actually grayscale their phones and their computers to help minimize distractions. We've also got this invert color filter, which is what I like to call like an instant on dark mode. So we know a lot of people, especially college students, if they're working at night, having an all-white background can be quite fatiguing on the eyes. So having this instant on and off, essentially dark mode, provides a customization feature for you to really have the Windows 10 experience that you want. So that's color filters. But let's move into some of the new stuff. So this is a great feature for people who are colorblind. Then we've also got magnifier, which is a feature that a lot of people with low vision use, or anyone who wants to see things a little bit more clearly. And all I'm going to do to turn that on is press the Windows key and plus. So press Windows key plus, and that turns on magnifier. Now, this is a very subtle change, but quite an important change. You see how as I'm moving along the screen, the cursor stays right in the center of the page? That is a new feature. And I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but let me walk you through this. So previously, if I was someone using this feature and I wanted to move the box, I would have to move the cursor all the way to the edge of the box to slide it in that direction, or move it all the way to the left or to the top. And a lot of times for people who have low vision, they're not only using the cursor to navigate, but they're also using the cursor to stay focused. So, if I'm trying to move it to the right, I'd have to move the cursor to the right, then back to where I'm focusing, then to the right, then back to where I'm focusing, and it's just this never-ending for loop that you get stuck in. So having the cursor in the center of the screen, while it may not seem like a big deal, really streamlines the experience for someone who has low vision and just makes it a little easier for them. So that's a net new update that's coming in the October 2018 update. I'm going to come out of magnifier now. What about for someone who has low or no vision? Like, how do they use a computer? And like I mentioned before, there's this assistive technology called a screen reader. We've got third-party screen readers out there like JAWS and NVDA, but we've also got built-in screen readers. Apple has VoiceOver, and within Windows, we've got Narrator. And the Narrator team has done a lot of work to make the experience easier to use and learn. To just give you some context here, it takes, on average, it takes 6 months to a year to become proficient in a screen reader. The learning curve for screen reading is pretty high, and this is something that the Narrator team wanted to tackle directly. So now, with the Narrator experience, once you turn it on, there's this nifty little thing called Quick Start that turns on right away, which is basically a tutorial walking you through the basics of Narrator. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to press Control-Win-Enter to turn Narrator on.
Start Narrator settings with Narrator Quick Start window.
So I forgot to connect sound to my computer, which is totally my fault, but you can kind of hear it coming out of my computer. On the screen, you've got the Quick Start here. And you'll see that it says, Welcome to Narrator Quick Start, 1 of 13 pages. Like I said before, it takes 6 months to a year to become proficient in a screen reader, and the team has really thought holistically about, hey, what are the basics that we need or that a screen reader user needs to get up and running right away? And they've thought about those basics and condensed it into 13 digestible pages. So it starts by grounding you in your keyboard, just similar to how, we're going to start over here, similar to how someone who gets a new computer will want to turn it on and get oriented in their desktop and all that kind of stuff. For a screen reader user, using their keyboard is going to be a big part of their experience. So the first page right away is orienting that user with the keyboard and with the commands that each of those keys relate to. And then as you move on, it builds on each other. So now that you've oriented yourself in your keyboard, then it talks about key features that are specific to Narrator, like scan mode. Scan mode, what it does is it tries to simplify the navigation experience just to the up and down arrow keys so that you can get through most pages with just 2 keys. For screen readers, a lot of times there's very application-specific commands, and scan mode tries to alleviate the cognitive overhead of having to memorize those commands by really just simplifying it down to those up and down arrow keys. So it talks about that. Then it talks through some of the basics, like how you'd navigate, ideas like heading level navigation, what landmarks are, how you enter text, and then it closes with just a quick summary of all that information and a link to the Narrator user guide. So that experience is net new, where it allows you to get the basics of screen reading, whether you are a screen reader user or you're someone like me who is just curious about how someone who's blind would use a computer. This is a great way to get immersed into that experience and really learn more about the Narrator experience. The last thing I want to show with InVision accessibility features is custom text size. So you know how on your phone you can adjust small, medium, and large text size? Well, we're bringing that feature to Windows 10 in this most recent update. So I'm going to pull up settings, ease of access settings, and go into display. And right here, make text bigger, that is where the magic is going to happen. I'm going to pull the slider to a spot where I think will be easy for me to see, press apply. A couple of magical moments later, that setting will be applied globally within Windows. So as you can see, all of the menu updated to be bigger, the title bar got bigger. If I go into Edge, the address bar gets bigger as well as the tabs, and also in Office, the ribbon got bigger as well. Now some of you may be wondering, why did you add this feature this make text bigger feature when you've got this make everything bigger right below it? What's the point there? Why isn't that redundant? And we actually got user feedback that users want both features because a lot of times when they're using the make everything bigger feature, really the only thing that they're trying to make bigger is the text. Because the make everything bigger feature makes everything bigger. It makes the visual layouts, or it makes the user interface elements bigger. It just makes everything bigger, which can actually lead to an inefficient experience for someone with low vision because that requires more panning and scrolling. So by having both knobs, both the text customization and the essentially DPI scaling customization, you have two knobs to customize your experience. So that's a net new experience for Windows 10. Now I'm going to toggle back over to my presentation. Those are some of the features that we've got with InVision. But let's talk about some of the other buckets. What about hearing? How do you think about that? For hearing accessibility, it's all about making your device easier to hear or use without sound. For example, if your computer gives you sound notifications and you can't hear, there's an option to turn on visual notifications instead. So that's something that you can do. Another thing I like to point out is, as we age, we lose our hearing. But not only do you lose your hearing, you can actually lose it at different rates in your ear. So your right ear may lose the hearing at a different rate than the left ear, which can pose some interesting challenges when you're listening to music or playing a video game, and there's music or sound that gets split into two different channels. The Beatles are famous for doing this. Pink Floyd does this a lot, where you've got 50% of the audio going into the right ear and then 50% going into the left. You might get, drums and piano in one and vocals in the other. But if you can't hear in one of those ears, you're not getting a complete sound experience. So what this feature mono audio does is it takes that sound and it brings 100% into both ears. So instead of splitting some into the right and splitting some into the left, you get all of it in both so that you can ensure that you're getting all the information there. And you can find mono audio right in ease of access so that we just walk through. Let's talk about physical disability and accessibility considerations. This is all about making your device easier to use if your mobility is impacted in any sort of way. We think about mobility impairment in terms of mild, moderate, and severe impairment. With mild impairment, you might have use of your hands, but it may be difficult or painful. Think about carpal tunnel, arthritis. It's definitely possible, but it doesn't feel nice to do it. So, when you're trying to force quit something and, you've got to press Control-Alt-Delete to do that. Well, pressing Control, holding on to that, then pressing Alt, holding on to that, then pressing Delete can be quite challenging if you've got arthritis or carpal tunnel. So we've got features like sticky keys where you don't have to hold them all down to do that. You can just click them in succession and the key will stick to the keyboard and remember that's what you're trying to do. Then with moderate mobility impairment, you might have limited use of your arms and hands, but you can control your device with speech. So we've got awesome features like dictation and Windows speech recognition so that you can interact with your computer using your speech. And then with severe mobility impairment, you might have no use of your arms or your legs, and maybe without speech. And this is a real scenario for people with ALS. We're making it possible to participate with some of the features we've built into Windows 10. Just a year ago, we shipped the eye control beta within Windows 10, and all you've got to do is connect a $150 Tobii 4C eye tracker to your device so that you can essentially provide a physical mouse and keyboard alternative through using just your eyes. So we're really making it possible for someone with severe mobility limitations to continue using their computer. Now, I usually love doing eye control demos, but just given the crowd here, didn't want to lose the flow, so I've just compiled a quick video so that you can see that. Now, let's pretend that this is my big computer. How this would work is I would have my Tobii 4C tracker, and it would be at the bottom of my screen. So let's assume I've plugged in my tracker, I've plugged it in, and then I've configured it to my settings. So you always want to calibrate the device to your eyes, and let's assume we've already done that. So from there, you're going to go into Windows Ease of Access, and then turn on eye control within Interaction. And then that'll turn on this launch pad. The launch pad is the main user interface that someone with eye control will be generating. Now, for the rest of this video, I did not use my hands. I used just my eyes to control my computer. That scrolling experience, I'm staring down at the bottom arrow, then I'm engaging with the mouse, opening up Edge, and then I've opened up Twitter. Now this next task I'm going to do is I'm going to retweet something. Again, this entire demo is being done without my hands. I'm just using my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and fine-tune the mouse, then left-click to retweet, then pull up the mouse one more time to click the retweet button, and just like that, I've been able to retweet something using just my eyes. But it's not just a mouse, it's not just clicking, it's also the ability to type and use an eye control keyboard in lieu of a physical keyboard. So I've got this email here, I'm going to use the mouse to click reply. Once I've done that, it's just fine-tuning the mouse. I'm going to pull up the keyboard built into the eye control experience, and this keyboard is powered by intelligence to help reduce the number of keys I have to click, and then I can respond to that email. And again, it's all using just my eyes. I know doing it here, it may not seem like it's real, but I promise you, you'll have to take my word on it. I did use just my eyes to respond to that email. And like I mentioned before, people with ALS often lose the ability to speak because they lose control over their vocal cord muscles. So the ability to communicate through technology with text-to-speech is also something built into the eye control experience. So here I've typed something out. I don't think we've got audio hooked up so you can't hear it, but you would be able to type a message out and use this to communicate with your friends. So that's something that we've built into the Windows 10 experience. Moving on here to my last bucket, we've got cognitive and learning accessibility considerations. So this is all about just embracing different work styles and embracing all the different ways humans read and write and synthesize information, which is super important both in school, in life, in the workplace. You could be a student with dyslexia, you could be a college student with ADHD, or you could just be someone, an information worker, like all the people here, you're just trying to get into the zone and reduce distractions. And we've got a lot of cool features here that will be new for the upcoming update that I'm super excited to share with you. So this first feature I want to show you, I'll toggle over to my demo device now. This first feature is not new, but it's always fun to point out. The first feature is called Focus Assist. So I'm within all I've done is swiped open my menu here, and Focus Assist is this little moon icon right here. And with Focus Assist off, it's not going to do anything. But think of Focus Assist essentially as like a gatekeeper to notifications. It's going to block out all notifications. And there's two levels to Focus Assist. The first level is priority only. So what that means is you'll get all notifications will be blocked except for the ones that come from your priority list. So you can set your priority list to have your partner or your manager, basically people that you don't want to miss their notifications. You can make sure that their notifications and emails will still come through. Then the more restrictive one is alarms only. So you will get no notifications except for your alarm. So think of perhaps a college student who's pulling an all-nighter and they really just want to get into the zone and focus on their term paper. But, oh crap, they've fallen asleep, no worries, their alarm will still go off on their computer and they'll get to class on time. So that's Focus Assist, which is great for people who are trying to get into the zone or manage distractions. But I'm super excited to show you some of the updates we've got to our Edge browser and the learning tools that we've built into this experience. So learning tools, before we jump in here, just think of it as a toolbox of different features and settings to make it easier to read and write. And we first shipped our learning tools within Edge last year in the Fall Creators Update with Read Aloud. Does that ring a bell for anyone? Anyone familiar with Read Aloud? All right, we got one over here. We've got another one in the front, but just to jog your memory, Read Aloud, as the name implies, basically reads the words back out loud to you. And it does so in a way where it's not only reading the words to you, but it's highlighting the word as it's being read. So having both the audio and the visual cues together really helps unlock a special cognitive connection, particularly for kids with dyslexia. We've since then added a lot more to the Edge browsing experience. So Read Aloud will still be there, but there's now these learning tools features. And just to backtrack a second, so this is a web page, and I've put it into reading view. So we've got this web page, and really all you want to do is read the core content and not be distracted. What reading view does is it simplifies it down to just the words and the pictures that are most relevant there. And learning tools, we've got a couple cool additions here. So one, you can increase the text spacing. For kids with dyslexia, they're often impacted by something called visual crowding, which means all the words are jumbled together and it's hard to kind of decipher them and decode them. So increasing text spacing is a tried and proven method to help kids decode text more. Then we've also got custom page themes. So maybe you have light sensitivity and you prefer a dark theme, or you can also use any one of these fun colors. Some of these colors are actually Erlen colors, which are connected to helping kids with dyslexia decode text more easily. So you can pick a color that's easier on your eyes and helps you decode the information the way you want to. Then back in the April 2018 update, we shipped grammar tools as part of the Edge experience. So what that does is it allows you to break words into syllables, which is again, a tried and a time-tested method to help kids read. For example, think of the word nowhere. Is it pronounced nowhere or now here? As a 3-year-old or 4-year-old or however old kids are these days when they learn how to read, that can be very confusing, and having the syllabification gives them clear emphasis on where they need to emphasize the words. And then again, parts of speech is also something we shipped previously, and what it does is with the specific color, it highlights that part of speech. And what's new for this upcoming October 2018 update is the ability to show the labels in the text. So previously it would just be the colors. Now you can actually label things as with a little N for noun and a little V for verb. And this is super important for a kid when they're first learning to read, because there's so many words in a sentence and I need to know what the function of each word does. So this is a powerful tool for giving kids that contextual information. But you can also now customize the color. So if I had, for example, that black background and I want my colors to show up in a certain way, I now have that added customization level. And a couple more goodies here to overwhelm you. We've got this feature called line focus that we're also shipping. So this is a pretty commonly used method in classrooms where think of having a physical book and then reading that physical book. Oftentimes a teacher will give you a ruler to focus on that specific line right above the ruler and prevent you from getting lost in the sea of words. We're basically bringing that reading ruler concept to your digital experience. So I think of line focus as sort of a digital reading ruler. All you've got to do is turn it on and pick, maybe you're an earlier reader and you just want one line, or maybe you're a little bit more advanced so you can handle a couple more lines. And that read aloud feature will follow the line focus, which I think is super powerful, and it helps you stay focused, it helps you stay in the zone. And One last thing within learning tools that's new is, should you run into a word that you're unfamiliar with, you can highlight the word, and we've got this offline dictionary that kicks in. So even if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can still use this dictionary to look words up. So if you're a kid on a road trip, you can still engage with your favorite books and read your favorite books, and if you don't know a word, you can quickly look that up. So those are some of our updates within learning tools, specifically for the cognitive and learning accessibility considerations. Now I'm going to toggle back over to my computer. I've done a lot of talking now around the features within Windows 10, some of the things that are available to you. But at this point, I'd love to bring someone on stage who is seeing the impact firsthand on how people are actually using this and the effect that they have on people in their day-to-day. So if everyone would welcome Bert up to the stage, that'd be wonderful. Come on, Bert. So Bert is a senior IT manager who leads the assistive technology labs at TD Bank. And I've invited him here to just tell us a little bit about how that's going. So first off, thank you, Bert, for joining us.
Thanks for the invite. I'm thrilled to be here.
Absolutely. Would love to know, can you just tell us a little bit about TD Bank and how the company thinks about accessibility?
Sure. TD Bank's a multinational financial institution. We've got 85,000 employees. We've got about 25 million customers. And accessibility is something that's critical to the bank. The population is aging. As your stats showed, we're acquiring disabilities as we age, me included. And clearly we want to make sure we can hire the best and the brightest. Right? There's a lot of people with disabilities out there that are underemployed or unemployed. We want to help address that. They're also very creative, problem-solving people. We want to put them to work. And we clearly need to worry about our customers as well, because if we're not meeting their needs, someone else might. And we don't want to lose those customers. So it's really a strategic growth opportunity for the bank.
That's awesome. And I know you guys are currently in the rollout process of rolling out Windows 10 and Office 365 to all of your employees. Yep. How is that going, and what are you learning along the way?
It's going really well. We're at about 12,000 desktops rolled out, so we've got a few left to go. But it's been a great experience so far. Interesting thing, if I can share a couple of stories about what we've seen, the changes. We have an employee who has low vision. She's also colorblind. And previously, we spent quite a bit of time with her working on how to configure the Windows desktop, make sure that we can adjust text in different applications, use high contrast on the desktop. And it was an involved process. When we brought her into the Assistive Technologies lab and showed her Windows 10, she was able to find the features on her own with the ease of access system, and all she really needed was to move, make text bigger. Yeah. She was able to do that, so she didn't have to play around with all these different settings, and color filters. When she flipped color filters on, her world changed. Right, she could now access all the information. There was one specific report that she was always looking at that was frustrating for her, and for the first time, she could easily see the difference between the colors.
So really, just being able to, have your employees go into Windows and do that themselves, and not have to, set up time with someone to walk them through everything and give them that tutorial.
Exactly, and in fact, not everybody's comfortable putting their hand up and asking for assistance. So we want to be able to make sure that everyone has access to the features when they can find them on their own. Previously, we put together a website that was a bunch of user guides. So if someone has difficulty seeing the screen, if someone, can't use a mouse, right? So we came up with all these different scenarios to try and help guide people to the various features that were kind of buried within Windows. But within Windows 10, with the ease of access center, it's quite easy for people to find the information and turn those features on their own. So I don't think we're going to have to continue kind of pushing out those user guides anymore, because it's built in.
Totally.
The other cool thing is, I know it's not Windows 10, it's Office 365, but the accessibility checker is now easy to find. It's right there beside the spell checker. It makes it really easy for people to create accessible document to support those employees with disabilities as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And When we were chatting before, you mentioned there was actually an employee who originally didn't disclose her disability, but eventually felt comfortable enough to come forward. Can you kind of share her story and what that was like for her?
For sure, and actually that was the person I was just talking about that we brought into the lab. She struggled for quite a while before she ever came to our team, and it was a pretty uncomfortable experience. She was having difficulty doing her job, and that's a situation we don't want to get to. So the more often that people can find these features and turn them on, self-accommodate. Number one, they don't have to declare they have a disability. They don't have to ask for help. It saves them time, it makes it efficient. It also saves a whole lot of money at the bank. It's not expensive to accommodate the average employee, but the amount of time it takes and the number of people that get involved in the accommodation process, it can take weeks and weeks from the time someone requests assistance to the time we get the assessment done, report comes back, and we actually implement those changes on the desktop. Instead, situations like hers, she can just click the ease of access and turn those features on instantly.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What are some of the other Windows 10 features that your employees are using?
One that I will absolutely love to use is the eye tracking software. We actually had an employee with ALS several years ago when we were using the Tobii eye tracking system.
So this was before we shipped the Windows 10.
Exactly.
Got it. Eye control experience.
And it took us weeks and weeks to configure out. TD is a very high security environment. People are very concerned about the privacy when it comes to their money, and should be. And so we have a very high security environment. And it's not easy to make changes on our desktops or implement software changes. So we had a really tough time figuring out how do we get the specialized software that drove that Tobii device to work properly in our environment. When that situation comes up again, we're just going to be able to, it's almost plug and play now.
Yeah.
So that will save us a ton of time. It was weeks of my team's time to configure that thing. And now it's you plug in the device and go.
Yeah.
Yep, it's amazing.
Yeah, and you had also mentioned too, employee who really leverages a lot of kind of the more vision features. Can you share her story as well?
Yep. So we've got, right now they're using a proprietary piece of software to magnify the screen. And when we take a look at the quality of, if you've taken a look at magnifier in the old days, it just made pixels bigger, right? So something that was kind of blurry to someone, the old magnifier would just make those pixels bigger. It's bigger, but it's still hard to read. Magnifier has come a long way, and in many cases, it's probably all the employees are going to need to actually magnify the screen and allow them to read the information they want. Certainly, if their vision continues to deteriorate, we've got specialized software that can do some extreme magnification. But I think the built-in tools are now all that's going to be required to accommodate quite a few of those employees.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
You're very
coming up
welcome.
here. Everyone, please give Bert a big round of applause.